Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Elevation Orange. This is a show, Elevation Orange on MHRT Network. This is a show that is a review of the latest Broncos game. In this case, a heartbreaker. Not because it was a close game, but because we got our butt kicked. And anyways, it's the Broncos against the Detroit Lions this past Saturday. And it was in prime time, guys. It was an absolutely prime time, and we stunk it up big time. And I'm going to get into that. I've got a video that I'm going to play. And you guys will be able to see it, not just hear it, but see it. And then I want to comment. But before we get into that, I want to go back and recap some of the game. However, I can't do that until I bring up the leadoff batter in Avatar with What's Up Broncos Country and 2023 NBA Champs Nuggets Nation. Absolutely. And by the way, just a footnote, Avatar, the Avalanche had back-to-back 6-2 scores. They lost 6-2 to Winnipeg, and then they beat who we played last night. Now I can't remember who we played. Anyway, we won 6-2. God, who did we play? Buffalo Sabres. I think it was the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, and we won that game by the same score as 6-2. So just had to throw that out there, kind of ironic. Anyway, okay. The Graham. Oh, yeah. It says Sharks. Why am I saying Buffalo Sabre? Where'd that come from? I know we played Buffalo. We probably lost that game. But anyways, oh, yeah, it was the San Jose Sharks. You're right. I don't know why I just saw the game last night. Why would I not remember that? It's been crazy, man. It's been absolutely crazy. Christmas is running. By the way, that reminds me. This is the very last Avalanche. Not Avalanche. What am I saying? This is the very last Elevation Orange for 2023. I believe. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing it on Christmas night. I mean, come on, guys. I don't know what's going on. I have a whole lot of different things happening. Just in case you guys are not aware, my wife's oldest brother passed away December 1st in Las Vegas, Nevada, or actually Henderson. The body's being flown back to Southern California where we live for all the preparation, all that kind of stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. Obviously, that was 18 days ago. We're, still, prepping for all of that. We have people coming and going, and I'm doing my shows. And I love it, guys, to do the shows. I love you guys there for your support because it makes it so much more rewarding. For me to do the show is kind of an outlet. Anyways, then we got Christmas. I had my grandson and granddaughter's combined birthday party last Saturday. It's just been a whirlwind, guys. Just been a whirlwind. So if I seem out of sorts, it's not because of anything else. I mean, I'm focused. I'm ready to go, and we're gonna have a fantastic show, man. But I just wanted to say, that's why things have been kind of discombobulated and whatnot. And that's why I couldn't remember the San Jose Sharks, even though we played them last night. So there you go. That's the reason why. Hey, Dylan, what is up, Dylan, in the house? What do you mean, hi, Charger Bill? No, that ain't right. I know Mike had changed it. It's funny because Mike was messing with it before, in the green room before we came on, because I have a video that I had to have him upload. And he was putting on there, number one Charger fan. And instead of Bronco Bill, it was Charger Bill. And I'm like, no, I'm not going on with those underneath my name. So right now I changed it and I put the Broncos record, which is probably not what we wanted to see. We were hoping to see 8-6 and not 7-7, but hey, it is what it is. But Wanna Beast in the house says, hello, be well. Oh, yes. I hope everybody is well. I absolutely hope everybody's doing good, having a great, start of the first week. Let's see. Flying. I really appreciate this, Flying Dragon. Really appreciate it. Sorry for your loss, Bill. He says, really appreciate it. I'm just supporting my wife is what I'm doing this show. Really kind of takes me away from everything that I'm dealing with. It lets me focus on sports and topics and interacting with you guys, which is really therapy. It really, really is, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea how much therapy it is, to be able to interact and know that, you guys have my back. And, we don't have to know each other face to face, although that would be great. But, just doing this kind of show really does provide a lot of therapy. It does. You guys are amazing. I've said it every week, and I'll say it until I can't say it anymore. You guys are absolutely the backbone of this show. All right. Yeah, Avatar, thanks again, man. Sentiments out again to my wife. Avatar says again, sorry for your wife's loss. Absolutely. She's dealing with it really well. I guess that once everything's said and done, then we just have to move on. But it's tough. It's tough, and I appreciate you guys' support. Like I've mentioned many times, if I could send out a Christmas thank you card to each and every one of you, I would. And you guys have been amazing. Big E Bronco in the house says, "How's everybody doing there? Doing good, man. Doing good. Getting ready to." Actually get into the show, just kind of doing some preliminaries in front of and interacting with the chat like always. I mean, like I said, my show would be, the Elevation Orange would be about a 10-minute show. Seriously, maybe less if you guys weren't in the house, because that's what makes the show. It really does. It makes the show. And I'm going to let you guys on a little secret, okay? When I was younger, I really wanted to be a DJ. I really did. I wanted to be a DJ, where you spin the records, and of course now everything's like, digital, whatever. But I wanted to spin the records. I wanted to interact with the phone callers and stuff. And that's kind of like what this is to me. This really is a dream come true, guys. It really is. And it's so enjoyable. It really is so enjoyable to do this. It is. And each and every week, I get a kick out. I really do. I do. I can't wait to see, who's going to be in the chat, what the interaction's going to be like, all that kind of stuff. So it really is cool. All right. You guys are flying in here with comments in the chat. I got to try and step up. Let's see. Let's see. Hitman Bill Kamani says Kamani's in the house with Hitman Bill. Yeah, I am. I'm still doing that. When I did a neighborhood show with Cam, when I did it with Cam, he was like, "Oh, you can't be Hitman. That's not cool and stuff." I'm like, "Come on, man, that's me." I don't mean it for the career, but you know what I meant, guys. Let's see. Kamani says, "Oh yes, we got you, brother, and I am praying for you guys." Yeah, I appreciate it, Kamani. Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, okay. Let's move into the show, because if we don't, we'll never get there. Okay. All right. Review of the Broncos-Lions meltdown. And I say meltdown in several different ways. Okay. We're going to get into that. First off, the final score was Detroit 42, Denver 17, but it's worse than that. It's worse than that, in my opinion, because the Denver Broncos, They look good in the first quarter. There was no score in the first quarter. They looked good. Then all of a sudden, the wheels fell off the Broncos wagon. The Broncos, I don't say wagon because never mind. It fell off the Broncos machine in a lot of different ways. All of a sudden, they're trailing 21-0. Halfway through the second quarter or beyond. And then they get a touchdown that had to be reviewed, because all touchdowns are reviewed, which I understand, which is great, and we will get into that as well. And then it was deemed a touchdown. So the Denver Broncos got their touchdown, right? Okay, so now it's 21-7. Okay, Denver goes down late in the second quarter. Broncos had their timeouts, and what happens? Denver's moving down the field. They're moving down the field, and they get inside the 10-yard line. I believe it was down to about the 4. And then Wilson hands the ball off. It looks like it's a touchdown. Hold on. Nope. spotted at the 1. Okay. Now we go to second down. Or is it third down? Either way, second or third down. The ball's handed off. Looks like the runner scored a touchdown again. The ball is across. When the knee hits the ball point, and boy, that point is going to be emphasized tonight. The point of the ball looked like it touched the proverbial breaking the plane. Nope. Referee spotted that much short. Okay. Now it's another down. Okay. Maybe this is the fourth down. I'm not sure. Lost track, but you know where I'm going, guys. The next play, bam. I mean, solid touchdown. Madungus Creevy played the touchdown soundtrack 3 times. Nope. Called offside by that much, maybe that much. Now, my question to you guys, and please help me out in the chat, okay? I've asked several people, and I've not gotten a conclusive answer yet. When the referees place the ball, before I get into the question, when the referees place the ball on the first down line, let's say a first down line's right here, okay? When the referee places the ball, let me get a ball real quick. Hang on. Because this is important. This is really important, guys, okay? When the referee places the ball, does the referee place the ball like this? No, that's just to indicate if it's a first down. When the referee places the ball, he places it right there, okay? You can't see it, guys, but you see what I'm saying. Right there in the center of the ball is where the first down or the line of scrimmage is, right? Right? Okay. When a center comes up and grabs the ball, he takes it from the center point. He pulls it like this, and now this point is on the ground, but everything else is elevated. Therefore, does the point then become the line of scrimmage? And if so, that's wrong. That's wrong because it marks it back about 4 or 5 inches. You cannot have it that way. If this is the center and the center takes the ball and rocks it back towards him for a better control of the football, this now does not become the line of scrimmage. It's back here at the center where it always should be. That's key because when was it McGlinchey? No, it wasn't McGlinchey. Who was it? I can't remember who it was that was offsides, but they said he lined up offsides with his hand on the line of scrimmage. You go back and look at that, and when the ball is rocked this way, his finger is right here. Okay? Now, if this is the line of scrimmage, how is that the line of scrimmage when it's 4 inches back? Here's the line of scrimmage originally, right? So how can it be back here? So how is that offsides? How in heaven's name is that offsides? Now, people are going to say, oh, you're going back to the Tony thing, and because he was halfway across. Well, yeah, he's halfway across. Okay? This was right here. This was right here. Maybe a finger, just the first knuckle of a finger. Maybe that was offsides. But in any case, because of the fact that it was 4th down and the Broncos, they had to settle for a field goal. Okay, would we have won the game if it was 28-14 instead of 28-10? Because at that time it was 28-7 when we were going in. Would that have changed the outcome of the game? No, it wouldn't. But instead of losing 42-17, we would have lost 42-21. That's irrelevant. The point I'm trying to make is, where in heaven's name is the line of scrimmage on a football? It has to be the center because that's where the referee places the ball, is right in the center of the ball is where the line of scrimmage is. So how in heaven's name is that offsides? It's not. And then, like I said, people are going to point at Tony of the Chiefs. Well, he was way across. He was literally at the center of that football. So, yes, he was across. But the Broncos player wasn't. And yet it was called. Why? I have no idea. Probably because the whole Tony thing blew out of proportion. Not blew out of proportion, but everybody made a big deal about it, including the Chiefs and Mahomes. And they were the jackass of the week on my Friday show. But this is not a jackass of the week moment. This is not an offsides. If the line of scrimmage is in the center of the football and the center rocks the football back and it's sitting on its point like this, like I said, like this, there's no way that is the line of scrimmage. So that should never have been called for offsides. Ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And think about it. When the center hikes the ball, where's his hand? Right there in the center of the football. That's where it is. He didn't hold it back here because that's not. No, first off, you got to hold it correctly. But I'm talking about where, because the reason why I brought that up is if the point, let me go this way. If the point is where the line of scrimmage is, and his hand is past that, isn't he offsides every time? I mean, I'm just throwing these questions out there because I don't know where they are. Obviously, it changes. Sometimes you see the center pull the football back. But like I said, this game was already lost when we were down 21-0. So I'm really not going to get into we lost, 42-17 and then get into all the stats about that because it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter, obviously, we lost. But also, Russell Wilson became the first Broncos quarterback since Peyton Manning to throw a touchdown pass in 15 consecutive games to open a season. That's fantastic. Okay, that's fantastic. We will get into some Russell Wilson stuff, and it's not good, guys. It's not good, and it doesn't come from me. And I'm going to play a video, and it's a 2-minute video, and I'll get into that in just a few moments. But it is not good for the Broncos, Russell Wilson coaching staff moving forward. It's not good. Not good. Okay. And we're going to comment on that. I'll have some comments myself. Obviously, I want you guys to chime in. I really want to hear your opinion, what you think, because it is not something I've not seen all season long. And this bothers me. This really, really bothers me. All right. Before I get into any of that, Big E Bronco. That's classic, dude. That's so classic. I got to read this. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Whoa, wait a minute. They come off. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did big time. It was almost like, it wasn't like the Houston game. And I kind of wanted to allude to what I felt like it was like the Houston game, but it wasn't. Because in the Houston game, we were in the game. We were in the game the entire time. Against Detroit, we were not in the game once we hit the second quarter. We were not in that game whatsoever. Could we have been in the game at 28-14 instead of 28-10? I don't think so. I mean, the final score was 42-17. So you make it 42-21. What if it's 42-28? Okay, we're still not really in the game. So no, that was a train wreck. That was an absolute train wreck for sure. Let's see. Kamani says that's a good question for an honest ref. Well, are we ever going to get an honest ref? And what is the definition? I don't even know if I know what the definition of the line of scrimmage. Like I mentioned, I mean, we could go round and round on that topic until we're blue in the face, Bronco blue in the face. We really could. And I don't really know, Kamani or anybody else, if we're going to have a definitive answer. It just seems like the NFL has a lot of loopholes. They really do. I mean, I know that every sport, when you have a human, not calling the plays, but human calling the penalties and keeping track, like in soccer, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever, you're going to have the interpretation of the human being that's calling the penalty. And that's where I have a problem. Because if you have guidelines, like in baseball, a plate is this wide, let's say, okay? Plate is this wide. If a ball is called a strike at this point, why? That's outside the strike zone. But every umpire looks at it differently. Why? I mean, it's stupid. A football field's 100 yards long, 10-yard end zone. We don't count them because I'm talking about playing, before the end zone, 100 yards long, 55 yards wide. Okay, doesn't change. So why do referees change what the rules state? And in football, they're getting better. Baseball, they need to catch up. And I don't even know about basketball because I really don't watch it unless the Nuggets are playing. But anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, are we ever going to get a real answer, to why the refs do what they do? I mean, there were penalties in that game that weren't called. And there are penalties in that game that were called. And there were not a touchdown. But before I go back into the chat with some of your great comments, I'm gonna wrap this up when it comes down to the touchdowns that look like touchdowns that weren't called touchdowns. Okay, why in heaven's name did Sean Payton not throw the challenge flag? Now I know that it comes from upstairs. 9 times out of 10, it comes from upstairs, unless the head coach has a gut feeling. But it comes from upstairs, and they buzz down and say, "Hey, we want you to take a look at this. Looks like it's a touchdown." Why wasn't any of those reviewed? Why wasn't any of those challenged? Okay, maybe not the one where it looked like he went across and touched the proverbial breaking the plane before the knee came down. There's another one where he lunged over and the ball came out. I mean, all of these things, if it breaks the plane, it breaks the freaking plane. You don't need to keep it in your hands completely. It just needs to break the plane. Like yesterday's game, there was a play where a guy went in, he's running, I forget what it was, and he's about ready, he's celebrating, he's putting his hands out, and the defender comes across and hits his arm. I think it was the Buffalo Bills. In fact, I think it was a Buffalo Bill Kansas City game. Or Buffalo Bill, not Kansas City, Buffalo Bills and Dallas. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And he's got his arm out, and then the defender comes across, and hits his arm. The ball pops out of his hand, rolls out of the end zone, but they went back and reviewed and said it was a touchdown. And that's because he broke the plane. Why didn't Sean Payton challenge any one of those? You've got to at least challenge one of them. Why not? What do you got to lose? I know people, well, you lose a timeout and you lose a challenge. Okay. It's a freaking second quarter, dude. You get another one the next half. Not rocket science. It's not hard to figure out. Apparently with Sean Payton, but it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. And boy, are we going to dive into this in just a minute. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Wow, you guys are really blowing up. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Big E says it doesn't matter, Bill, if it was four and farther to begin with once they raise that ball up, their point of emphasis is the back point of the ball. Really? Okay, so basically what you're saying, Big E, let me go through all these hieroglyphics. It doesn't matter if it was okay. So basically what you're saying, Big E, is that the ball is placed in the center. And the ball is placed, the center of the scrimmage line is in the middle of the ball. And you're saying that once the center rocks that ball back, this now becomes the line of scrimmage? Is that what you're telling me? Because if that's the case, then to me that's wrong. Because how in heaven's name can you place the ball in the center and then rock it back? If that's the case, the center should move the ball point back up. But then if he drops it down, it's so confusing. To me, it is so just confusing. Why in heaven's name can't there be some way, if the referee lines up and he's looking down the line and he sees that ball in the center, and if it's rocked back, his eyes should still be pointed towards the center. Not back where the ball is, because that's wrong. If you've got, sorry about it, I'm you guys, I'm telling you, I'm wound up tonight, guys. I'm wound because this is absolutely stupid in my opinion. It's ridiculous. It's inconsistent. It's double standard. You cannot have the line of scrimmage here and then move it back here because the center decided to move the ball back for better grip. That is absolutely wrong. Totally wrong in my opinion. And how in heaven's name are you going to punish a guy who lines up on sides And then when the ball's tipped, now he's offsides? Come on, really? Really? Why don't the referees see where his hands are when the ball is in this position, and when it's rocked back, his hands are still right here? So now he's not offsides. How is that hard to deal with? Oh my gosh, guys! This game. We're gonna get into a whole lot of different stuff, guys. Wow. Okay, Kamani says the refs just don't like the Broncos. Okay, all right. This is where I have another problem, Kamani. It doesn't matter whether the referees like a team, a player, a coach, or what. They need to govern and do their job according to what their job states. Call penalties that are penalties. Call whatever it is. Call a catch, when it's a catch, whatever. Don't judge and take your whatever you have animosity against someone, something, someplace, some team, and hold them accountable because you don't like them. That has nothing to do with doing your job. There's a lot of people where I work, where I used to work at the school district, where I work at the golf course that I don't like. I don't take it out on them. I don't. I just like whatever. I just do my job, do what I got to do. I don't make their life miserable because it doesn't benefit me and I could care less. I don't understand why these referees have these hangups. Let it go. Let it go. You're in a very high profile situation. You're going to get yelled at by by head coaches. You're going to get yelled at by players. Guess what? You got to turn a blind eye and just move on. Deal with it. You chose that profession, but get the freaking calls right. Don't hold things accountable for a team or player or head coach or whatever, an organization and owner that you don't like. That's not your job. Your job is to call the game the way it needs to be called. Period. End of discussion. That's it. See, come on, you got me spun, dude. Let's see. Biggie says Russell Wilson also has 15 turnovers. That's true. That's way too many turnovers. I know. But quarterbacks are going to have situations, and the offensive line hasn't been the best. It wasn't that 5-game win streak, but then we lost, then we won, now we lost again. I agree, Kamani. That is an absolutely fantastic point, and that needs to absolutely be done. Kamani says, I think when a ref screws up in a game, he should get fined. Absolutely should get fined. I go a step further. You screw up to a point where a team was going to win a game, and because of something a flag you threw or whatever you called, and that negates a chance for that team to win. And I'm not just talking about the Kansas City game. That guy Tony was clearly offsides. Okay. I'm talking about, a pass interference in the end zone that should not have been called pass interference, or a non-pass interference that should have been called. Those things, the referee should not only be fined, but he should be suspended and not allowed until he goes to class to understand what a freaking penalty is. Okay. Bottom line, what a penalty is and what a penalty isn't. Until they go to class and pass that class, they don't come back and referee. Period. How hard is that? I mean, come on. Kareem Jackson got suspended for a hit. He's out. He returns this coming week, but he was out for 4 weeks. Not that I think he's better than PJ Locke, but I like his attitude. I just wish he would play within the freaking rules. And the rules are really punishing the defenders lately, too. Clayton Huron is in the house. Clayton Huron says, hey, guys. I say, hey, what's up, Clayton? I love it every time. He says, smash that like button and share, guys. I absolutely appreciate it. Yep. Hit the like button, share. It costs you nothing. Benefits the show greatly. It costs you guys nothing. Okay. Clayton says, man, oh, man. A ton of haters out there. Who would have thought we're sitting where we are now? 7-7, 6-2 in the last 8. Yeah, Kings, but we still have a great team. I agree, Clayton. Absolutely agree. And that's why if you notice underneath my name, Bronco Bill, it says the Broncos record. I'm going to start putting that out there just so we have a running tally and that kind of thing, which is I thought was pretty cool. So anyways, do the Broncos have a harder road to get to the playoffs? Absolutely they do. But it's not impossible. But every single team that we needed to lose this past weekend won. Cincinnati won, Buffalo won. Who else won? Who Jackson? Oh, Houston won. Oh, that was huge. So yeah, the teams in front of us all won. So that kind of hurt. All right, guys, I'm going to get into the video that I promised that I said that is going to just light this place up like nobody's business. So before I get into that, I want to get to, I hope I'm saying the name right. I think it's Jer or J.R. Jer, I'll just say Jer. It says, what's up, guys? I broke my ankle. Oh, don't go there, man. Right before Christmas, you broke your ankle? That ain't good. Sorry about that, man. That's not good. Sorry to hear that. Wow. I hope you heal up soon. I don't know if they put it in a boot or they probably casted it first or whatever. But yeah, I broke my ankle a while back. Oh, years ago. I was in my late teens, early 20s. And yeah, I broke my ankle. I was a punter in high school. And I was in the practice. I was practicing punting, and I came down, and my ankle just snapped. It was in the off season, but still, it affected me in at times during the season. But anyways, okay. Clayton Huron says, yes, I am still mad, but we all said if we had to lose a game, it would be this one. Now people say we suck and no playoffs. People are going to jump on the Broncos when they're down. They're going to jump on them when they're down. They're going to kick them when they're down. They started since we, signed Russell Wilson to that huge contract. I get it. Okay. It comes with the territory. For whatever reason, people love to jump on the Broncos. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But that being said, Clayton, you're dead on. I said it on my Friday show. If we had to lose a game, it had to come against Detroit, not because I wanted it to happen, but because Detroit was a much better team record-wise and playing and all that than we are. Now we got the Patriots with a backup quarterback, the Chargers with the backup quarterback, thanks to our defense last time we played them, and the Raiders with the backup quarterback in Vegas. Okay, if we lose any of those games, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs because those teams have losing records. We don't. Okay, I understand we're tied at 7-7, but it's not a losing record. It's not a winning record, but it's not a losing record. Okay, that being said, we can run the table the last 3 games. If we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Plain and simple. If we go 9-8, that is winning. That's a winning season. Winning season barely. I don't want to be 9-8. I want to be 10-7. 10-7. Otherwise, I mean, come on, think about it. We lose the Patriots, really? Lose the Chargers again with a backup quarterback? Lose to the Raiders, who were all over the place? Interim head coach. Well, so the Chargers now the interim head coach. I mean, really? The only team that doesn't have an interim head coach is the Patriots right now. That's because Belichick is, etched in stone over there or something. Anyways, all right. Let's get a few more comments. I got to get to that video because I want your guys' comments for sure. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Biggie says, I asked that same question you're asking right now about the ball, and every person I've asked said that's what I was told. That you address the ball. When you address the ball, it's the back point. See, that's oh my gosh, Biggie. I understand where you're coming from. And I totally appreciate it. And I appreciate that that's probably the correct answer. I just don't know why. Why would something be here and then something be here? Doesn't make sense to me. How is that even mathematically correct? It's not. It's not. And I'm dumbfounded. I'm absolutely dumbfounded and totally confused as to why. I mean, I can't think of any other sport that does that. No other sport does that. I mean, maybe it's because no other sport places the ball down like football. I don't know. Soccer places the ball and then the guys kick it and it's right there from the middle. Okay, I get that. Hockey, they drop the puck. Basketball, they don't place the ball down and say, "I got picked this up." Well, you have to stand behind the line for a free throw and stuff. But I'm without words, guys, and you know that takes an awful lot for me to be without words because I don't know what else to say. It just, to me, that is absolutely stupid. Stupid as stupid can get. Doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. Oh, wow. I did not know this, Flying Dragon. Flying Dragon comes in and says Saturday's offsides was the first offensive offsides for the Broncos in 11 years. Now, he's not talking about false start. False start is when the player moves before the ball. This was not a player moving. This was a player with his hand on the ground about that far, literally about that far on the, quote, line of scrimmage at the point of the ball, which is not the line of scrimmage, so it's absolutely stupid. But in 11 years, wow. First time in 11 years. That's amazing. Okay, Kamani says, Hitman Bill is on it tonight. I am like Clayton. Calm down, killer. I'm just so freaking wound up because there's so many things that went wrong in this game that we haven't seen all year. I can't remember the last time I've seen this, okay? So, all right, let me jump into, I know you guys are in the comments and stuff. I'm checking them out. Flying Dragon, this is important, though. Flying Dragon says, if we win out, we have a 76% chance of getting the playoffs. If you told me at the beginning of the season, I would have taken this. I agree. I'll take it, too. But then again, because we know what has transpired in the first 14 games. I mean, we should have beaten the Raiders in week 1. We should have beaten the Commanders in week 2. I mean, you look at those right now, we'd be 9-5. So yeah, I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, hindsight 2020. I get all that, but yeah, I agree with you. If somebody would say right now, starting the season at 1-5, and we're sitting at 7-7, and we have a 76% chance of making the playoffs by winning the last 3 games against backup quarterbacks, yeah, I'd take that all day. Kamani said, I really thought we were going to beat Detroit and be upset by the Patriots. Wow. Okay. Well, I can see that. I can see that Detroit was beatable. Patriots have, come on a lot stronger lately, although they laid an egg against Kansas City, which hurt. But hey, I never thought we'd win the division anyways. So that being said, like I said, I didn't think we'd win the division. If we had to lose one of the last 4 games, I said, let's lose to Detroit. They're the better team record-wise, and let's run the table the last 3. All right, guys, switching to the second topic. And this one is, I want your opinion on these guys. I want your opinion because you know me, I'm going to give my comments. I want your comments once you hear this video. This is Michael Irvin on Undisputed. I'm not going to say what he's talking about. I just want you to listen to it. And I may play it a second time, not right after, but I may, as we go on, may play it a second time just so everybody can hear exactly what he's saying, exactly his emotion, and exactly his knowledge of what it is to have this happen on the football field. Here we go, guys. Michael Irvin, Undisputed.
So now you got to be partners with them. This tells me right here, I don't know how we move on with this relationship.
But see, Michael,
right. I don't know how we. No, let me finish, Key. Let me finish. You see, when Bill Parcells did it, when Bill Parcells and all those guys did it, it came on the news at 11 p.m. and it was gone. You didn't have to deal with it every day. This is a social media era. Russell Wilson, his family, his wife, gonna see that every day on social media. Why would you stir that up like this? This is what we mean when we say coaches, are you upstanding? Are you ready to coach in this era? Because players ain't gonna have that. And they're not gonna have that lasting forever on social media, you being berated like that. I've never seen you do it. I don't care how upset you got. I've never seen you do that to Drew Brees. And all the years working with him, I've never seen you do that to Drew Brees. And then you shouldn't do it here. I was upset and hurt when I saw Matt Jones take what he took on the sideline. But at least they were on the bench. They were on the bench, and Bill O'Brien was in his ear. This was open. There are cameras. That we do games. We all done games. There are cameras. This is the quarterback camera. This is the head coach camera. The cameras never leave those two. So you knew that was going to get on air and be played like this. Grabbing me in silent, trying to apologize, won't work. You got to do it like you did it here.
But Skip, this ain't the first time that Sean has been at Russ all year long.
Not like that.
That don't make it any better.
This ain't the first time. They had their issues early on. They had their issues early on, Michael. They had the same sort of issue early on.
How can you go lead your team? How can you go lead your team as a quarterback? How can you? We sit here and talk about the importance of quarterback and leadership. How can you snatch leadership from your team and say, "Hey, he's doing nothing"? You're clearly saying this is on Russ. I'm just saying, guys, that's going to be.
No, I understand.
Whoa! What do you think, guys? What do you think? My comment is this. Okay, that was if you looked at, like I said, I'm going to show this one more time. Not right now, but listen to this. Okay, if you look at the bottom right part of that screen, it says it was 4th and goal. So that was after that play where it was offsides, and it was also after the play where Sean Payton didn't throw the challenge flag to challenge a touchdown or the spot of the ball. Why is he yelling at Russell Wilson? Why is it Russell Wilson's fault that that there was offsides? Okay, albeit I totally disagree with that anyways, but that's irrelevant right now. Why is Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson? It's not Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson drove the freaking Broncos down the field to get to a point to score a touchdown that Sean Payton didn't throw the challenge flag. Why is that on Russell Wilson? Why is he yelling at Russell Wilson? I mean, is it because I read and heard his comments. He goes, well, I wasn't yelling at Russell Wilson. I was yelling at the referees. Show me a referee in that freaking video. You've seen one? You see the quarterback coach standing next to Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson's taking it like a man, which he shouldn't do it. He should fire back and say, hey, get out of my face. I know what I'm doing. I got this. I just drove the team down. Why are you yelling at me? You should be yelling at yourself because you didn't throw the challenge flag on any of those plays that should have been thrown. There was no delay of game. That wasn't on Russell Wilson because there was no delay of game. It was a penalty by a lineman, quote, by a ref who thought he saw offsides. So then they had to go to field goal. How is that on Russell freaking Wilson? It's not. My concern is this. Has Sean Payton lost control of this team for whatever reason, or is Sean Payton basically done with Russell Wilson? That scares me too, because I don't want either one. I just don't understand why Sean Payton went livid against Russell Wilson when it was 4th and goal and the penalty was on an offensive lineman, not a delay of game, not something else. I don't get it. It was clearly a touchdown that was taken back because of a referee calling a thumbnail offsides. That's what it came down to. And why Sean Payton is blowing up at Russell Wilson and yelling like that. And you heard Michael Irvin say, hey, this is uncalled for. I never saw that with Drew Brees. He said the day and age now where you have media every single place in the world, that's going to be shown. Now Russell Wilson's wife's going to see it. His kids are going to see it. His kids, when they go to school, their friends are going to see it. You cannot do this. Sean, you can't do this. You're not Bill Belichick. And when Bill Belichick did it, he did it like Mike Irvin said. It would come on the 11 o'clock news and boom, it would be gone. One-time showing. Not with social media. Not with the way things are now. Have the Broncos imploded? Has Sean Payton lost this team? Has he lost this team? That's what scares me the most, because we have a chance to possibly get into the playoffs with a 3-game win streak, and hopefully we get some support along the way where teams fall off, and that helps the Denver Broncos. But have the Broncos players lost confidence in Sean Payton or Russell Wilson? Or is Russell Wilson at the point where he's just like, you know what, screw this, guys. I'm done. Screw it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't, that to me was absolutely alarming. It's 28-7. And Sean Payton is losing his freaking mind and yelling at Russell Wilson when it wasn't even Russell Wilson's fault. He didn't throw an interception. He didn't get sacked. Wow. I don't know. One more time, guys. I'm going to play it one more time, okay? And I would love your comments. Absolutely love your comments. All right. Let's do this one more time, and then we'll talk about it. Here it is.
So now you got to be partners with them. This tells me right here, I don't know how we move on with this relationship.
But see, Michael,
I don't know how we. No, let me finish, Key. Let me finish. You see, when Bill Parcells did it, when Bill Parcells and all those guys did it, it came on the news at 11 p.m. and it was gone. You didn't have to deal with it every day. This is a social media era. Russell Wilson, his family, his wife, gonna see that every day on social media. Why would you stir that up like this? This is what we mean when we say coaches. Are you upstanding? Are you ready to coach in this era? Because players ain't gonna have that, and they're not gonna have that lasting forever on social media. You being berated like that. I've never seen you do it. I don't care how upset you got. I've never seen you do that to Drew Brees. And all the years working with him, I've never seen you do that to Drew Brees. And then you shouldn't do it here. I was upset and hurt when I saw Mac Jones take what he took on the sideline. But at least they were on the bench. They were on the bench, and Bill O'Brien was in his ear. This was open. There are cameras. That we do games. We all done games. There are cameras. This is the quarterback camera. This is the head coach camera. The cameras never leave those two. So you knew that was going to get on air and be played like this. Grabbing me in silent, trying to apologize, won't work. You got to do it like you did it here.
But Skip, this ain't the first time that Sean has been at Russ all year long.
Not like that.
That don't make it any better.
This ain't the first time. They had their issues early on. They had their issues early on, Michael. They had the same sort of issue early on.
How can you go lead your team? How can you go lead your team as a quarterback? How can you? We sit here and talk about the importance of quarterback and leadership. How can you snatch leadership from your team and say, "Hey, he's doing nothing"? You're clearly saying this is on Russ. I'm just saying, guys, that's going to be.
No, I understand.
Okay, guys, what do you think? What do you think? To me, I don't know how Russell Wilson reacts to this. I really don't. I mean, I had to play it again, guy, because it basically what he's saying, and he said it right at the very beginning of it. I don't know how you go on with these two. I don't know how you go on with this situation. Excuse me, guys. Meaning that, you know, the relationship between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Now, we all know that Sean Payton didn't pick Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was already here. Sean Payton just came in and inherited Russell Wilson. Is he trying to make Russell Wilson better? Absolutely. But now, I mean, getting in his face like that, if I was Russell Wilson, I'd say, you know what, screw you. You know, I'm done. I just don't know why. When we're this freaking close to having a winning season and possibly going into the playoffs, and Sean Payton pulls this idiot card. I don't know why. He claims he's yelling at a referee. Well, I sure didn't see a referee where he's pointing or where he's yelling. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Let's go. Let me see. I got the chat's blowing up, which is great. Kamani says, Holmgren did it to Favre all the time. Really? Huh. Okay. Well, I wasn't a big Packers fan. I didn't really watch a lot of Packers game, but wow. Okay. So, okay, this is where I was going to go with this, Kamani, and you are definitely 100% on target. Kamani says Peyton screwed up and he had to play the blame game. Yep, absolutely. I don't agree with coaches doing that. Take the freaking hit. Own up to your mistakes. Own up to your own inadequacies or whatever it is. Don't throw your players under the bus because you're going to lose the confidence that they have in you. Okay, you can't do that. If you want to be a leader and a head coach or in any business, if you want to be a leader of wherever you are working, you have to own up and take responsibility for your own mistakes, period. Because that way you're going to gain the confidence, the trust, and your coworkers or teammates or whatever are going to look up to you and say, hey, man, he owned up to the mistake he made. It's on him. Hey, I know he's got our back. Well, not now. Not now. Sean Payton does not have Russell Wilson's back, or he would not have done that. He would not have thrown him under the bus and yelled and made it look like it's his fault. Oh, Sean Payton. So Russell Wilson's supposed to throw the challenge flag? What's he supposed to do? Run off the field, grab it out of Sean Payton's freaking back pocket and throw it? Seriously? No, that's not on Russell Wilson. That is on Sean Payton. And I don't like this because it reminds me of Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett never took blame for anything. Never took blame for it. He shoved it off on somebody else. And now Sean Payton's doing the same freaking thing. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. You don't do that to your players. You don't do that to them. That is not going to make them better. It's going to make them hate you. It's going to make them not want to play for you. And it's absolutely just going to destroy the organization. We're building something great here, Sean. Don't screw it up like you're doing again. Golly, man. I don't understand why it's so hard for a coach to say, hey, I blew it. I should have called. I should have thrown the flag. I should have, had them review it and look where it was with the different angles. That one's on me. That's on. Nope. I'm going to yell at Russell Wilson because, we didn't get a touchdown or whatever. Stupid. I'm going to yell at Russell Wilson because it was offsides. Oh, it wasn't his fault. But Sean, my gosh, I thought we had a great head coach. I really did. I thought we had somebody that was going to take the Broncos back to where we wanted to be, where we've been before. Oh, my gosh. All right. Deep breath, Bill. Big E Bronco says, I think he's just yelling to be yelling. I don't really think he's yelling at Russell Wilson. That crowd was loud, and I kind of like it because it shows emotion out of our head coach that he wants to win. Okay, I'll agree with yelling and wanting to win, but why did he make a beeline over to Russell Wilson and make a point to do it into Russell Wilson's face on a 4th and goal when it wasn't Russell Wilson's fault for the offsides? Okay? That's what I'm talking about. You want to yell up and down the sideline, yell at the referee, yell at whatever, but don't single out your starting quarterback and throw him under the bus. That's what I'm saying. You don't do that. When I get angry and frustrated, if I get angry and frustrated at my grandkids or my wife or something doesn't gel or whatever, not my wife, I don't yell at her and I don't yell at my grandkids. But I'm saying if I'm frustrated at anything, I don't take it out on them if it's not their freaking fault. If it's not their fault, I don't engage them. I go outside, oh my gosh, whatever. Like if the Broncos are losing, I don't go into my wife, go, I got a freaking Broncos said something. And I get in her. I don't do that. Why would I do that? It's not her fault. Not my fault either. I'm just a fan. But you get my point. Okay, sorry guys. I keep hitting the microphone. I got this new stand on my mic. It's a little bit higher up and hopefully it sounds, even better. Anyways, so the bottom line is I don't yell at them. Why is he yelling at Russell Wilson when it's not his freaking fault? I understand if he would have thrown an interception, late in the game and, Houston? Oh, no, never mind. But throw an interception late in the game and it was a bonehead play when he had a guy wide out. Oh, like Houston. Oh, similar to that. Then I can understand. Not in this situation. It's just absolutely. Oh God, I'll tell you what, Michael Irvin. When I saw that clip today, I jumped on it and I said, I got to have this thing in my show. This thing is insane. Okay. Flying Dragon says something that I really don't want to believe. I have a problem with this because I like the matchup, but I got a feeling that Flying Dragon is dead on this. Flying Dragon says, I think Sean Payton, is over Russell Wilson as his quarterback. This has been building for weeks. Payton wants his own quarterback. Okay, let me ask you, Flying Dragon, who's that? Is that a free agent? Is it a rookie? Is it somebody we have on our practice squad? I don't know. But to lose Russell Wilson at this point in time, or to destroy his confidence in playing this coming week against the Patriots, which we could lose now, depending on how cracked that infrastructure is. To me, it's horrible. It's pathetic. It's absolutely wrong. And, maybe he wants his own quarterback, and that's probably true. But hey, you're the one that came to the Broncos and you knew we had Russell Wilson. So why are you freaking crying, Peyton? Why are you crying? You trying to push Russell Wilson out? Are you want that much control that you want to do that? It's not for the betterment of the team, my friend. It's not. It's not for the betterment of the team. And I just don't like it when we're sitting right on the doorstep, possibly, of being in the playoffs and having a winning season for the first time in 6 years. I don't like the fact that the infrastructure is cracking, drastically cracking. And it showed big time last Saturday. I played the clip twice. I'm not going to play it again. If you guys missed any of it, you can go back when the show's done and watch it from the beginning or halfway through, whatever. But I did show the clip twice, and it's not a good showing on Sean Payton's part. Russell Wilson took it like a man, but I had to know inside of him he was probably fuming. All right. Let's see. Kamani says, I think this will pass and Russell Wilson go on and kill it on all the next 3 games. I sure hope so, Kamani. I sure hope so. You're right, because that's my fear. We're right on the doorstep of making not making great things, I would say, but making positive things happen. And then you have this meltdown on the sideline. And I'm sorry, I said it was the second quarter. It was actually the third quarter when that happened. We were down 28-7. And was, instead of making it 28-14, it was 28-10. We had settled for a field goal. Any case, that was in the third quarter. Let's see. Okay, so Clayton Huron says, frustrating, I get it, but you do that on the side or on your own time. Absolutely you do. Yeah, Clayton, he had no business doing that on live TV. None whatsoever. I could understand if it was 14-13 game or 14-10. I understand that. When you're down 28-7 and it's your own fault because you don't call, you don't throw the challenge flag, and if you score a touchdown, you cut it in half. If it's only a field goal, well, you're down by 17. I get that. But that's not that's not Russell Wilson's fault. That falls on Sean Payton. I can understand if you get upset. I get that. Do it out of camera's view. You don't need to be chastising your quarterback on the sideline for the entire world to frickin' see for life and make you look like a jackass of the week. Now, yeah, if this was my Friday show, he'd have been the jackass of the week. Absolutely no doubt for being a jackass. Well, since I don't have jackass of the week, I'm bringing him in tonight because he is absolutely that jackass of the week on Saturday. Absolutely stupid move by a head coach. I don't care how upset you are. You don't do that. You don't belittle your team. You don't belittle your players. Now, don't you think the teammates saw that? Don't you think the teammates saw that? Of course they did. Sean, I have no idea what in heaven's name you're doing, my friend. I have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, Clayton, like I said, I totally agree. Wrong timing when he did it. Absolutely wrong timing. You don't do it on the sideline. Do it in the locker room. Do it in the locker room. Go up to him on the bench when he's sitting down and looking him square in the eye when the camera is behind you and sees nothing but this. Your back doesn't see it. He doesn't know what you're saying or what you're doing. That's how you do it. You don't do it in public view unless you want to be the jackass of the week, which apparently you enjoyed being because you've done it many times. Oh my gosh. Okay. Clayton, I don't know. When do you turn the other cheek, Clayton? When do you say, well, before I get into what my comments are, I'll read what Clayton says. Yep, pointing fingers, take it, man. Just take it like a man. Yeah, but at one point in time, Clayton, do you say, okay, enough's enough? Enough is enough, and I'm done with this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Don't yell at me. I mean, I can't stand Phillip Rivers, but when he was getting yelled at, he just went like this. Talk to the hand. He was like, no, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. Yeah, was that a childish move? And yeah, because I can't stand, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, because they're in our division and all that. But basically what I'm saying is he just said, hey, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. But, everybody's different. And, Russell Wilson is different. And I get it. And he's taking it. But, oh, man. Okay. All right. Biggie says, how Patrick Mahomes last week was screaming and yelling because of the situation. Okay. I get that. Because of offsides. Okay. That's well and good. But he did not go up to his head coach and yell. He was yelling at the referee. And that's what I think Sean Payton should have done, is yelling at the referee. You don't yell at a player who had nothing to do with it. I don't know if it went back, several plays or whatever, but that's beside the point. It happened after that offsides call. So it looks like Sean Payton's yelling at Russell Wilson for the offsides call. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why he yelled at that particular time. And I don't know why he even, like I said, he threw Russell Wilson under the bus. And that just bothered me big time. Okay, so Biggie says, how Patrick Mahomes for screaming, yelling because of the penalty last week called Josh Allen and everything. They want to upset Josh Allen because the call, and it didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay, so I get it, but again, it wasn't a head coach going after the quarterback. It wasn't. All right, let me think. I'm gonna think of the head coach. Don't say nothing, guys. It was Andy Reid. Andy Reid didn't go up to Patrick Mahomes and yell at him like Sean Payton did to Russell Wilson. That's what I'm saying. Okay, players will yell at players. And I get that. That's okay. They want, come on, man, you didn't run this route. Go this way. What do you? No, a head coach does not need to yell at his own players on the sideline when the camera can see everything they're doing. You just don't do it, period. The head coach, it's just like your boss should not be yelling at you, in front of your colleagues. That's not right. It's just absolutely belittling, and it's not right. It's not. It doesn't help the situation. It hinders it. It ruins it. It divides. It separates. It destroys every single thing. It's what it does. It does not help one freaking bit. Okay. Kamani. Hey, oh, by the way, speaking of blood pressure, Kamani says, Bill, take a deep breath. This subject got your blood pressure up. Yes, it did. In fact, it probably really did. Let me check my phone. Oh, yeah, I'm at 94 beats a minute. Yeah, it got it up pretty good. Anyways, speaking of blood pressure, I am on blood pressure medication. Very, very small. I mean, like super tiny pills. Anyways, they seem to work. So I guess I'm okay with elevating a little bit because, I'm being regulated, so to speak. So maybe it's okay, but then again, come on, maybe I shouldn't try and push the proverbial envelope, see how far I can push it. Maybe that's not a good idea. Let's see. Okay, wow, the chat's really blowing up. I love it. We're talking about different quarterbacks. Biggie says top 3 picks in the draft would be Caleb Williams, Drake, maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, all right. Those are good picks. I don't think we'll be high enough to get them, but hey, it's all good. So anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps up tonight. I want to end it somewhat on a good note, and that is the Denver Broncos will be playing this coming Sunday. It is Christmas Eve. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the neighborhood with Madungus Creevy. I would love to do it. Absolutely love to. I just don't know. We're supposed to host Christmas Eve here. Usually starts at my house around 4 in the afternoon. The game goes off at 5. Obviously, we're going to have people here until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to do the show. Kind of bums me out because I really enjoy doing it. But anyway, so going forward, the Denver Broncos play the New England Patriots, like I mentioned, this coming Sunday, Christmas Eve. And then we have a New Year's Eve game with the Chargers. That's Sunday as well. New Year's Eve, that game is at Denver. And then we end up the season at Vegas the following week. And the Denver Broncos, if they win out and they go 10-7, they have an outside chance to make the playoffs, but we would have a winning season and a positive winning season, being 3 games over. So that would be fantastic. You know what? Making the playoffs would be icing on the cake. I would relish that in a microsecond. But having a winning season is what I really am looking at now. We can't lose the Patriots. We can't lose the Chargers. We definitely can't lose to the Raiders. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's just one step at a time. But I definitely think and feel that there may be some underlying foundational structure that is being damaged because of what took place this past Saturday with Sean Payton in Russell Wilson's face. That bothers me a lot. And I'm just going to leave it at that, and hopefully things get ironed out and the Broncos move forward and win these next 3 games. That's all we can hope for. Let's see. See, what was that? Okay, so Kamani said Drew Brees is the next Broncos quarterback. And you know what? I don't think so. I think Drew Brees is happy what he's doing, whatever it is he's doing. I think he's, enjoying, retirement and from the NFL, and he's got a Super Bowl ring. And yeah, it would be great to have him, reunited with Sean Payton, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So let's see. That about does it for the show tonight, guys. Before I get out of here, I definitely have to acknowledge each and every one of you for being in the chat. You guys giving up your Friday. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of my show. Giving up your Monday night on a busy Monday night, heading into the Christmas weekend. Really do appreciate you guys being here. Means the world to me. Like I mentioned before, you guys are the backbone of this show and the backbone of Broncos Breakdown. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Avatar, thanks for batting leadoff. Graham Tide Tick, thank you so much for being in. Bawana Beast, Dalen Kuhn, thank you. Flying Dragon, Biggie, Bronco, Kamani, D-Rock. Oh, D-Rock. I'm sorry, D-Rock. D-Rock says Big Bill. I'm sorry, D-Rock. I must have skipped you inadvertently. Didn't mean to. D-Rock, thanks so much for being in the chat. In the chat, really do appreciate it. Let's see. Clayton Haran, as always. Jair, thank you so much for chiming in. Hope your ankle gets better and all of that. Hope you're up and walking like you have before. That'd be great. Okay, Jair, I did ask about his broken ankle. It says, yeah, they put it in a splint. I got an appointment for an orthopedic doctor. So I just hope I don't need surgery. Well, I hope you don't need surgery either, Jair. So thanks so much for your comments. Thanks so much for being in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Don't be a stranger. We'd love to have each and every one of you on my shows, which are the Friday's Broncos Breakdown show, and of course, Elevation Orange throughout the remaining Broncos season. All right. As we head out, Kamani says, enjoyed you, Bill. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Kamani. I enjoyed you guys all being in the chat as always. Kamani wants to know if everybody's invited to the Christmas party. Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to have you guys. Honestly, I would absolutely love to have like I wouldn't say a reunion, but like a place where we all can meet and hang out and stuff. Like everybody fly in or somewhere similar. That would be fun. That would be totally fun. Kamani says I got the ding dong. Hey, well, this is Christmas, and but I understand where you're coming from. Kamani. That is that's special. I know once I say something, it's on the internet, and it's never ever going to go away. I totally understand that. It's all good, guys. It's all good. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. It helps out the chat tremendously. It helps out the show tremendously. And the network, guys, hit the thumbs up, the like button. That's the best way you show support for the show and all the shows on the MHRT network, because it shows other people when they see it that people like the show with the thumbs up. So we really, really do appreciate it. Guys, you are the best. I've said it many, many times, and I'll say it, forever and ever, because you guys truly are the best. You're the backbone of the show. You're the backbone of the Broncos Breakdown, and I owe you guys tremendously. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Guys, once again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this on Christmas Eve because of the Christmas party over here. So, any case, guys, if I don't talk to you until Monday, which is the Elevation Orange again, if I don't talk to you till then, I know I'll talk to you on Friday. So I'll be the last Friday show before Christmas. But guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. If you're not in the chat, come this Friday. Guys, tune in to Friday Broncos Breakdown. It's going to be fun. Once again, guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening and the rest of the week. We will talk to you on Friday on Broncos Breakdown. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flame out. So high, I might never